Hello everyone, and welcome to my Journal With Me video for the month of October. As you've probably guessed, this month's color theme is orange. This video is going up much later than planned as October has already come to an end. I had some issues with making this video and so I wasn't able to get it up on time. Apologies for that, it won't happen again. I made so many mistakes while making these spreads, it's pretty ridiculous. Right off the bat, I had to make the rough version of the calendar 3 times because I kept messing up. I decided to go with a smaller calendar this month. I wasn't feeling extremely creative during the making of this month's spreads, so the monthly page is kind of boring and very basic. The month of October was pretty uncreative, and I was struggling a lot during that month, so these spreads not turning out well and being a struggle to make kind of fits perfectly. I used a Sharpie for the lettering here, and these cannot go directly onto the page or they bleed through, and I hate how messy it makes things look on the other side. So I decided to hold off on writing the reminders section down until I had the next page laid out and knew if it would be covered or not. You'll see what I mean in a minute. For the first week of the month, I decided to skip October 1st to the 3rd and jump straight into the first full week of the month. I had quite a few of these same sized images and wanted to do something similar to the checkerboard style I did back in April, I believe it was, but with rectangular pictures instead of square. I thought this would make for a nice change of pace, as I haven't done anything like that in quite a while. While sticking these down, I made a few mistakes with placing the top ones and had to fix them. The double-sided tape sticks better to the paper than it does the pictures, and so the pictures get pulled up without the damn tape, and I have to pick it off. I tried using scissors, and then a pencil, and then scissors again, and in the end, I only pulled up half of it. Lucky for me, this worked out fine as I didn't have to move it down too far anyway. Once I had those down and in place, I returned to the other side to write out the reminder section. And here's one of the most annoying mistakes I made this session. I started writing down the date as October 4th when I meant to write down the day of the week. Upon realizing my mistake, my brain drew a blank and I was left wondering how to fix it. I was going to put down washi tape to cover it, but for some reason decided against that and chose the mild liner instead. I then went back in with the orange pen and tried again, but found the lines to be too light, and I didn't like the messy look of writing it over and over again to get it dark enough. I ended up going in with my usual trusty black pen, which I wanted to avoid this month and keep as close to the solid orange theme as possible, but I wasn't feeling creative enough to come up with a better solution, so here we are. I had too many slots here and forgot that I was planning on doing a calendar in one of these slots and ended up doing a next week slot instead. If you've watched enough of my videos, you'll notice I rarely, if ever, do a next week section as I find them fairly useless. But my brain could not function on this day apparently, and it was the only thing I could think of in that moment to fill that space. I only remembered the calendar idea while editing the next day, which is pretty useless. Thanks, brain. Moving on to week 2. Ari makes her appearance this month in the upper left corner. This is the one and only time she appears this month, unfortunately. Finding pictures of Ari wearing orange is surprisingly difficult, and I decided to save a few of the other images I could have used for my J-pop journal instead. I really liked the pictures used in this spread, but because I wasn't feeling super artistic, I didn't do much special with it and the page felt rather empty in the end. I was excited to use all my orange washi tapes this month, but other than those, there wasn't much else to fill in the space. Week 3 had the most consistent orange color to it. It's much closer to what I envisioned these spreads to look like when I decided to do color themes for my Bujo this year. The color of this spread reminds me of the taste of orange flavored candy. Like I can almost taste that flavor when looking at it, and that's exactly how I wanted these spreads to feel. After sticking down all the pictures, I cut out some orange paper to write the dates on and change things up a little bit. I forgot the dates for this week, and when I went back to check, I realized that I'd skipped a page by accident. Fantastic! Another mistake made. I'll just tape those pages together and that should be fine. For the final week, I just wanted something a little simple and less decorated, and since I had all the square pictures, I thought it would be cute to do a spread like this. I usually do spreads like this for weeks that have 4 or 5 days, but I thought it would be nice to try it with a standard 7-day week. After writing out the days, I thought it would be nice to include the numbers as well, but in hindsight, it would have been cuter to do the flag design I've done previously and have the day and number written on that instead. I'm keeping that in mind for November or December spreads for sure. To finish things off, I returned to the monthly page and drew some cute Charlie Brown style leaves to add some cute decorative details to the spread. I also added a bit to week 2 to make it a little less plain. And here's the results! I don't love October spreads that much, definitely not my best work this year, but if I had to pick a favorite spread this month, it would be the monthly page and week 3. It just feels like the way orange candy tastes, and I love that so much. That's it for October's video, and I'll see you again in November's Bujo video.